Hello, my name is Lauren, and I am coming with a budget for October video. I decided to start this channel because I'm really terrible at budgeting, and I thought that this would give me some accountability to continue to do a budget every month. So we're just going to see how it goes. So here I am putting in the days that we're going to get paid for this month. So we are a one-income household of 6. I stay at home and homeschool my 3 out of 4 kids. I also have 1 toddler. And my husband is bringing in the only income. And currently it is just 1 job. So we have 1 source of income. So here I'm putting in our income for the month. And I realized quickly that it was going to be a 3 paycheck month, and originally I thought I would budget with those 3 paychecks, and then I went back and just decided to budget off of the normal 2. So because he has a very steady normal job, his paycheck is $2,888.45 every 2 weeks. So that's what he's making and what we're bringing home. Later on, I will go back out and take out that 3rd paycheck, but for now, I'm putting that there. And this is the income that I put in. This is after all of our investing contributions. So none of that is going to be in this video. But this is after the investing that comes out pre-paycheck. And I also took out the stuff that comes out post-paycheck. So this is just our actual budgeting on the other things minus investing. So I'm going here and putting in our mortgage. And our mortgage comes out on the 1st of the month. It's mortgage and taxes and everything. So it's $1,259.71. Now that is our mortgage, our taxes, and also some overpayment we do completely to the principal. We bought our house in 2020. We have an extremely low interest rate. I think it's 2.1%. And also we live in an affordable area. So that's one of the reasons we're able to live in a one-income household. Then just going in and adding some other bills that we have for the month, I realized that I have not done a budget in so long that I actually put things in the wrong category. But instead of going back and changing it and refilming the video, I decided good enough is good enough for now. So this is our car payment. We only have 1 car that has a payment on it, and it is $421.78. That is our minimum payment, and we overpay, I think, $100 a month. So our actual payment is 3 something, whatever, is $100 less than that. And then we have our gas and electric bill. We are on the budget plan, so they just take $200 a month for that. And then at the end of the year, if we are really under or over, it gets kind of readjusted. But that's what it's just every single month, $200 a year. $200 a month. And then on the 17th, we have our life insurance, which is 2 policies combined, but it's $36.51 for both of our life insurance policies. And then the next thing that we have coming out is on the 26th. And on the 26th, we will have our Geico payment, which is our car insurance. This insures 2 cars, but it's $166.33. And then we do have a tithe, which I put in the video, but then I felt kind of weird talking about it. So if you're interested, you can look at it. But we do tithe to our church. And then after that, I went down to the bills, which I realized this is where I put in, I'm pretty sure in the wrong category. I'm kind of such a budgeting beginner that I was like, what are bills and what are fixed expenses and are they different? So right now I'm kind of going through all of our subscriptions, which was actually helpful to do, going back and looking at our bank balance, because I realized there were a couple of subscriptions that I had paid for in September that we are not using. So I didn't include them in this, but things like Hulu, and there was one for one other streaming that I forgot, but that I went ahead and canceled. So I'm just getting all of the things that I know we have: Disney Plus, Netflix, Verizon, Spotify, Mint. I am fully aware that I am not doing this the right way, because it doesn't really make sense that I would have Disney and Netflix and Verizon on the same thing, but then I have other bills in the top. I don't know. I'll change it month 2. And then I went ahead and remembered we have an HOA. So I went back up and put that there. But that comes out on the 1st also, and I actually have to write a check for that. So it was a good reminder, because unfortunately I have had to pay multiple late HOA fees. I actually have 2 HOAs, but together they come to $125 for the month. And then I also have a water bill that comes out quarterly, but trying to pay keeping savings on the amount that we know is going to come out monthly. So Disney Plus is $17, Netflix is $9, Verizon is $90, Spotify is $18 for my husband and I. And then I also remembered that I have Audible, which I thought about going back and canceling this month, but then I decided I wanted it for one more month because I am actually in the middle of some books. So I'm going to keep Audible, and that's $16 a month. Also going through our bank account, remembered that we have a pest company that we pay for monthly, things like mosquitoes, bugs, whatever. That's $52 a month. And that comes out on the 2nd. So this was really good for me to just go through and even see all of the things that we have to pay. And I'm aware that that should probably be a bill or a fixed expense, but it will get better next month. I will have more of an idea what I'm doing. We also have a giving, which these are just other separate things that I realized we went through different businesses or things that we're giving to. So I just put them down as giving 1 and giving 2, but then I also saw our gym payment in between. So this is kind of chaotic because I'm literally going through our bank balance and looking at things that came out. So our giving 1 is $30. Our gym is $122 per month. Now I'm also writing down giving 2, which is another business that we give to that is also $30 a month. So I'm writing giving 1 and giving 2 just for my own memory and being able to go back and see this. I'm also getting to the actual variable expenses here, the things that can change so that I can try to stay under on this month. So I have groceries and then gas / Easy Pass. We have family that only lives about 30 minutes away, but they are on the other side of a toll. So it is $6 that toll each time we go to see them, so our Easy Pass budget can get pretty high, even if we only go to see family. And then we have our eating out budget. Oh, and I went back and realized that our water is $75 a month is what we kind of budget for that, because it usually ends up being about $2 something a quarter. And then we have our kids, our house, and then J&L is for my husband and I, kind of our fun money. So here's where I have to kind of bring out the calculator and see what I even have left so I can see what I need to put in each of those categories. Totaling up that first random category of fixed expenses is $2,888.29, I believe. It's kind of hard to read my handwriting there, but I believe that's what I put it in as. Now I'm going in and adding in that second kind of bills, expenses, I don't know, category. I realized that my mint turns out to be $50 a month, so that puts that little category at $275. Really, it could all be in with fixed expenses and bills. But now getting to the kind of fun or slightly more expensive variable expenses. So in grocery, I put down $1,000 for the month. As I said, we are a family of 6 and we only have 1 toddler. So the rest are kids who eat quite a bit. And then we have gas, Easy Pass. I'm putting it $200. My husband's commute for work is very, very short. He has about maybe a 10 or 15 minute drive. And then I drive when I need to. For the kids, I put down $200, and that's going to be things that pop up, clothes, things around the house, homeschool things. I don't think I probably spend $200 on them, but I'm just going to put it at that for the month. And then these are the type of categories that if I don't fully spend the $200, it kind of just sits in the account. So it goes almost into like a savings pot that I think of as kind of a sinking fund type thing for the kids. I don't keep great track of it, but it kind of just goes into our checking cushion, I guess, if we don't fully spend it. So the same thing with house. I put my toilet paper and all the things that you buy at the grocery store in with my grocery budget. So the house category is kind of if I need to buy paint or something like that, or besides that, it kind of just goes into a sinking fund for our house. We just had to replace our roof. So things like that come up, and I like to have money kind of in savings or in a cushion for things like that I don't switch over into our long-term high interest savings account, but I just kind of leave as a checking account cushion. Now I'm kind of just totaling all that out. We're going to eat out hopefully less this month, so I only put it at $150, but we'll see. And then totaling up all of those different things. I also have J&L as my husband and I. That's kind of fun money. We each just have $100 that we can spend on whatever we want, and that actually gets transferred over into separate debit accounts, so we can just keep better track of it. I am a saver. He is a spender, so that is helpful that way to have them separate. And then here are just our totals for the month, and each one what we have budgeted and what we can spend. So we've spent $5,267.29 if we stick to this budget completely. So then I'm figuring out, based on what we have left, we have about $509 left in the budget. So I originally thought I was just going to do $300 of that to savings and then $200 to our investment accounts, but I actually decided just to send all $500 of that to savings. So we have a separate high yield savings account that's at a different bank, so that we kind of just don't touch. So I'm going to send all $500 of that to the extra savings just to kind of beef that up with just everything going on. So thank you so much for watching my first video, and I promise it'll get better next month. I will have appropriate categories, and I hope you stick around to see that. Thanks.